Hey, so I'm gonna do like my first real diary. So today I saw on Instagram, that's where it was, I do believe, a young girl doing her job, working a 8-hour shift, maybe, getting assaulted by a gentleman, a white man nonetheless, about a food order. He grabs her from behind the counter. She's not up close on him. He's quite a ways away. And he grabs her. And she commences to start whooping his ass. Listening to other people's commentary on the video, I noticed, after looking at it for a second and third time, that there were several young black men standing there. For some reason, I do not seem to understand why is it that we as women need to protect ourselves. 2, they also have mothers, these black men. Why are we as women not teaching our sons to protect other women? As a woman, as a mother, your job is, if you are raising him as a man in a single parent household, you cannot teach him how to be a man. But one thing you can do is teach him how to take care of himself, look after himself, and to be respectable to women, especially to black women, because you are a reflection of his sister, aunts, cousins, nieces. What is so hard about that? We as in women, we really need to do more. I don't seem to understand why it is that time and time over again, disrespect has to happen. Why is it that as women, we aren't doing better, teaching our sons to be young men, young adults, stepping into that fullness of self? What is so hard with that? As women, we need to do better. The main point of it is everyone has a mother, a nurturing figure. And if she's not a nurturing figure, still, she is a woman. We, as women, we need to step up to the plate. That is the main thing, what I'm seeing here in the black community, the indigenous community, whatever it is that you want to call it, because everybody wants to play on the wordplay now. It doesn't matter what you want to call and identify yourself as. I mean, it does. Once everyone starts to wake up and realize, that will be a motherfucker. But until then, as black women, if you have sons, you have to raise them. If you don't, the streets will, somebody else will, society will. And you don't want society to get a hold of them, to conform their minds and to make them think like the white man, basically. I was listening to a sister and she pointed out also, were they more worried about losing their jobs than protecting this young sister right here? That's a fucking shame. Because as you know it, if you work long enough and you don't like how things are going and you're working your ass off, you go to your job, your manager is hounding on your ass. But if you look to your left or to your right, he's on no one else's back other than yours. You have to work harder. I go to my job. My job is pretty simple. I don't feel like I need to get up to go and take a break. But to find out that I'm not as that much of a value as other people is crazy. It makes me determined, 1, to work harder, 2, to figure out what I'm going to do for myself so I can step up out of this new form of slave system. Because regardless if you want to realize it or not, right now we are still in slavery and it is a choice. I try to tell everyone in my job, if the maids stop working, they shut this motherfucker down. The owner does not make any money. But people have closed minds. Society has conditioned us to the T that you do not think for yourselves. Catholics talk all that mess. I sit there and I listen to them. But I'm saying, but you support pedophilia because you support the Pope. You know the Pope knows about molestation of young boys that have went on, and yet and still you go to Mass or whatever it is that they go to. You still call yourself a Catholic. As a Christian, if you go to church with your pastor, why is the church not involved in the community? I live here in Las Vegas, and my first apartment was in the projects. It was so crazy to me how there are shootings. The radio station is right down the street, and no one does anything. There's about 4, 5, if not more, churches right across the street, and there's a shooting and no one knows anything. Why are we not looking after each other? Because if it happened to you, if your brother was shot, if your sister was shot, if your dad was murdered, if your mother was murdered, you would want to know. You would want to get that tip. You would want to get that fucking drop. Not even for the white man to go in to collect him up, but far as for the brothers to go in to step in the line. It used to be a time to where I recall in the streets, it was a code. What happened to that? Where's the fucking code? At least on the fucking wire, they formed a fucking co-op. You need to advance in a level and elevate yourself to do more. I mean, if you out there in the streets, what you doing it for? What are you doing it for? If it's not to protect your family, if you don't want your kids going, your daughters going and hooking up with some fast young girls, which also then goes back to the mother. If you don't want the young boys out here going and having to stand on corners and beg for money, help them, take them in. I listened to a young sister where she tells a story on how she took this young boy and girl in, and someone had the audacity to want to go and call CPS. You wouldn't open your doors. I'll even have to take a look at myself, because I live in Las Vegas. I don't know if I already said, I come across time and time again young black men that are in their mid-20s, early 30s, that are just stuck in a fucking rut because they're a felon now and it's hard for them to go and get a job. So they have to go and work as a fucking telemarketer to make some kinds of end meet and to meet quota, and they still hustling trying to fucking make it, and they dealing with baby mama drama because young bitches don't know how to go and raise their fucking kids, or their mothers weren't even mothers to them. So it's a cycle and it repeats itself. But once again, is he picking that woman because she is a reflection of his mother as well? Because if she wasn't, he wouldn't be picking her. Women that are going and just getting fucking outrageous. This shit is getting fucking ridiculous. It really is. It broke my heart. It makes me mad. Trying to meditate and to stay fucking level-headed. Level-headed is very hard nowadays. It's very hard. It really is. It really is fucking hard. It's a fucking shame. It really is. And the killing part about it is when I look on social media, Instagram, because everything is fucking instant, I'm learning. No one's fucking talking about it. No one's outraged. I saw a couple of men, maybe I think 2, speak up on the issue. No one else is worried. Everybody's happy. Still celebrating a fake New Year. Partying, talking about their New Year's resolutions, which if you have a resolution, you shouldn't wait till the beginning of the year. It's like being a hoe and saying, I'm going to take off for today. That doesn't make me a hoe today. A hoe is a hoe, which if you're a fuck up, you're still going to be a fuck up if you don't decide to go and change it. It's basic fucking knowledge. I'm also learning you can't go and try to focus in on all of it because it will eat you fucking alive. You're all like fucking human batteries. We're just sucking up all this bad energy and spitting it all back out. It's a fucking cycle. That's my few minutes of this and how heartbreaking it is, but it's crazy. I think I listened to another young woman say you have to make sure you differentiate reality from fake reality. What people put out there. Because what people put out there may not even go and be what it really is. It's sad. No one's fucking talking about this. I looked on the news. I want to see what is McDonald's saying. Their employee, the manager, didn't put that man out. he then looked at his receipt after he grabbed up that woman, and then the man wants to go and say he wants to have her fired, not realizing, motherfucker, you just put your hands on someone. And she looked like she was a minor. The fact that no one came to her defense, not a customer, not nothing. I would have liked to see more of the video if there was any more, but it was heartbreaking. The fact that no one else is saying anything. These so-called women that are in these feminine movements, you can't call yourself a feminist if you don't stand up for each and every woman. I've seen more black women go to bat for a Latino, a Asian, a white woman than I've seen it done in reverse. Never have I ever seen it done. But they can quickly go and say they're not racist. Here's a quote. No, here's my quote that needs to be known, that people need to understand. Just because you like black dick does not mean that you are not a racist. Just because you have mixed children does not mean that you are not a racist. It just means you like black dick. Something that we as black women, we know that they be slinging. If I was a white man, I'd be very upset. Because my own woman don't even want me no more. Don't want me at all. We sure don't. And I think of any black woman that's with a white man, I would kind of want to say, she's just one for the money. 9 times out of 10. Because he ain't packing like that. Don't see it happening. I don't see that many black women going after white men as I see white women with black men. I could see if you can be friends with a black woman, and if you like black men and you can still be friends and socialize with black women, that's one thing. And I'm not saying that you need to go in to fake and act urban to fit in with a black woman. This shit is so fucking crazy. Real has became fake and fake has become real. Beautiful, luscious lips on me are baboon. But black lips on Kardashians is hooey. They're exotic. Braids on us is tacky. Braids on them, ooh, they're cool, they're hip. They're, ooh, so nice and urban. Like, ooh, they're exotic. It's fucking crazy. Big booties on us is, you look like a bonquisha. Some shit like that. But big booties on them look, oh my God, she's really eating well. She's really doing squats. It makes no sense to me. None at all. I don't try not to be in society like that. But I'm working on dealing on me. So, to my video diary, I'm going to end this. Try to stay level-headed.